y'all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. I'm Darren, and today we're going to cook some top round steaks. Top round is one of my favorite meats to sous vide and grill, just for the fact that top round is normally very tough meat to grill. If you try to cook it on the any kind of grill, just grill it up, it's very tough. You got to cook it a certain way. Usually you got to either braise it, or you gotta slice it very thin a certain way in order for it to be tender enough to eat. It's what they make, a lot of times they'll make London broil out of it. But between chuck roast and top round, they're both very tough meats. But I love to sous vide them because actually you can cook them 24 hours in the sous vide and it'll make them as tender as a filet. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually cook these for tomorrow night's dinner. So I've got a pack that I just took out of the freezer. I like to buy these at Costco in bulk, and then I vacuum seal them and then throw them in the freezer. I season them, throw them in a vacuum sealer, throw them in the freezer, and I'll drop them right in the sous vide bath. So that's what we're gonna do today. These will be for dinner tomorrow night. I got the sous vide going at 135, and we're gonna do 26 hours because these are frozen and they're kind of thick. So I wanna give it a little bit extra time in the bath to thaw out. But I'm gonna throw these in. I'm gonna put my rack on top of them to keep them from floating. Then I'm gonna put the lid on and we're just gonna sit them here and let them sit for 24, 26 hours. So I'll see you back tomorrow. Throw them in. Like I said, I'll put the rack on just in case they start to float. I usually don't have a whole lot of problem with tough beef like this floating because there's not a lot of fat to make it float. But I'll put a rack on them just in case, just to keep them down under the water. And I'll throw my makeshift lid on, keeps the evaporation down, and then we will see you tomorrow. And we'll throw these on the grill for dinner. Hey guys, the top round is about ready to be done in the sous vide. Got about another 15 minutes before that's going to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and light my Acorn Junior here. Got some lump charcoal in there. Got my fire starters already in place. And I'm just going to get this fire lit. It's not going to take very long for this to get up to 500 or 600 degrees. So I'm going to let these fire starters get the charcoal up and running. Hey y'all, the sous vide just went off. So it's right at 26 hours at 135. And as you can tell, I don't have a whole lot of water loss in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take off my floating cover of wine corks. Just kind of show you how it's looking down in there. Still have my rack in there. We haven't lost very much water. So 135, you don't really lose a whole lot, but that little wine cork cover helps it out. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off and pull the top round out of there, and we'll pat it dry. I'll see you back here in a minute. All right, guys. I pulled the top rounds out of the sous vide, and you can see they don't look real pretty right now. They're kind of splotchy looking, kind of dark, and a lot of the reason of that darkness is before I put them in the freezer, when I cut them up, when we bought them, I went ahead and put a rub on them. And usually what I do with top round is I'll use my steak rub, which I have a little bit of black espresso coffee in it. So that's why it kind of looks the way it does. So I'm going to go ahead and pat these dry real good. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands real quick, dry them off. I'm going to take some more of my steak rub, which has got coffee in it, put it back on there before we go ahead and sear. Go ahead and flip these. When we sear these, I'm going to sear them in beef tallow so that it gets that beefy taste back into them. Yeah, not a whole lot. I'm just going to put a little coating of the steak rub on there. Wash my hands again. Get any of that juice off of there. And this too, I want to show you, this is the bag juices that came out of there. A lot of times you can make a good pan sauce with this, a nice gravy. I'm not going to do that tonight for, we got church tonight, so I don't have a whole lot of time. Just gonna throw these on the grill and grill them up to a good medium rare doneness. But I just wanted to show you that the bag juice is really good for making sauces. So, all right, I will take it out to the grill and I'll bring you out there in a minute. All right, guys, it's been about 15 minutes since I lit the grill, and it's pushing right there at 500. I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up. I'm gonna put my pan on, and I'm gonna put my beef tallow in. Like I said, this is beef tallow that I rendered down from last brisket cook I did. I'm gonna put a good liberal amount in there because you want it to be able to coat the beef. I'm gonna put some in there so you can get a good sear. Okay. Then I'm gonna put the top down on the grill and let that come back up to heat. Give that another 2 or 3 minutes to get back up there. We'll get back up to 500, and then we'll throw the top round on. And I'll be back with that. All right, it's back up to around 500-600 degrees. Got the tallows all melted and bubbly. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these top rounds in. And we're only gonna sear it for a couple minutes on each side. You hear that searing going on there. Just like frying bacon. And I'm gonna close the lid just so that heat can stay in on the grill. I'm gonna let these sear for a couple minutes, and then we'll turn it back over, and I'll be back. All right, guys, it's been about 1.5 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and turn these over. Keep them still sizzling. And we're gonna give them about 1.5 minutes on this side, and then we're going to turn them back over for another quick sear. Getting brown over there. All right, we'll close it up, and we'll see you in another minute. All right. Go ahead and take these off. They are done. Really good crust on that one there. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take these off, and then I'll show you how we're going to plate these up. Be right back. All right, guys, I got these off the grill, and look at that. I got a nice crust on there. I'm going to pull one of these off, kind of show you what we got today here. Show you that we're still right at a good medium rare on a top round that's been cooking for 26 hours, and then a nice quick sear on it. We're gonna chop these up and have them for dinner. So thanks for watching. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Facebook on our group, and follow us on our Facebook page. Guys, now this is the reason why I like to do top round at 24, 26 hours at 135, because I can actually put my knife right through it without having to chop it real hard. So it's real tender. It's almost as tender as a filet mignon. So I can put my knife, I can actually even cut it up with my fork if I wanted to. So hard to do that any other way with top round or even chuck roast. So to where it's still medium rare. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat up, but thanks for following. Watch us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and we'll see you again. Thank you, and good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Look, there's Spencer.
Some real tasty water.
There's Spencer eating his steak and drinking water. Ooh, and eating salad. He's being good.